morning, everybody. My name is Artem, and I want to present you my work, which deals with functioning of slang in English colloquial discourse. I want to start with words. Idiom is an expression of the same thing, but in other words, Alan Penrose. The relevance of research is the study of the modern English slang presents special interest for professional translators, teachers, people that are interested in English language, that gets to English literature and video culture, and which is not always literary. The units of slang in language discourse became one of the most powerful channels of popularization and assimilation in a general slang, and an occasion in the colloquial discourse, in the colloquial vocabulary of literary language. A slang is one of the sources of the replenishment of vocabulary of literary English, and one of the elements of the English culture. Language processes observed in slang have made it a natural experimental laboratory for the researchers of language changes in social context. The subject of research is functioning of slang in the colloquial discourse of modern English and pragmatic aspects of the usage of slang of the English language origin in Ukrainian. The object of research is the units of slang that are made in the language of teenagers in the computer games and social networks. The tasks of my research. The first, to define the concept of the discourse and in particular colloquial discourse of modern English. The second, to investigate the concept of slang and the problem of its classification. The third, to analyze and define the features of functioning of slang in colloquial discourse of modern English. Education material for research is presented by the language of popular among teenagers, computer games, and social networks. The aim of our research is to investigate and analyze the features of functioning of slang in the colloquial discourse of modern English. Research methods vary depending on the stages and the tasks put on each of them. On the first stage, the method of generalization, systematization, comparison were used. On the second stage, the method of continuous selection was used. Thus, on the dictionaries of English slang words and expressions that occur in computer games and social networks were chosen. On the third stage, the method of cognitive data interpretation was used. The practical value of work, that material, can be used on practical English lessons and for practice of translation. The scientific novelty of work is the quantitative and pragmatic features of the usage, use, and computer slang determined on the example of language of modern teenagers. According to my work, there are such kinds of slang. The most popular and the biggest is rakha. It includes the following subspecials: slang of teenagers and slang of gamers. Researchers single out the slang of gamers as a separate group, but after my research, I can say that slang of gamers is also part of the rakha. This is because most gamers are teenagers. They create the slang and then use it in their speech. Slang of students and slang of workers is not so popular and not so big because it is used only in small group. There are some other groups, but I didn't add because they are really not popular. Conclusions. During our research, we came to the conclusions. Yes, slang is a quantitatively marked vocabulary and phraseology that spread out outside a certain social group, and also widely used in the spoken language, but is not considered standard or literary. Slang is an integral part of speech, and that is why our processes that take place in the society have the reflection in it. And I want these words. A word spoken is past slang, so you need to know the meaning of words you say. Thank you for attention.